Hello, and welcome back to Caltrop Chronicles with a brief interlude to Strahd Must Die. Tonight, I'll be your GM, Samara, and with me, I have Haelley. Say hi, Haelley.
Hi.
Do you want to describe this brief character you'll be playing?
Yeah. For this little stint tonight, I will be playing Zatana, a wild magic sorcerer. She is short, petite, with long dark hair. Seems mostly human until you look at her just a little too long. Eyes a little too big, teeth a little too sharp. But she's mostly human, for sure. As all things are in Barovia.
And we'll just jump right in. As we pull back briefly from our party that we last left mostly intact, someone bleeding on the floor, straddling the line between life and death here in Barovia, and a second party member lost to the death house. For now, we're going to take a look at the world at large. And our camera zooms away from this imposing Victorian Gothic style house that stands out among the mostly decrepit, rotting buildings of the village of Barovia, and we fly through the gray, misty air a little northeast, out into the woods beyond the city limits, the same woods from which Leonard emerged, and Nygos, and to a small pond, dotted on the shore with tents. So far, the most brightly colored things we have seen in Barovia, of rich purples and dark greens and reds and oranges, and in the center of these tents is the largest. A patchwork of fabrics that we have not seen on any of our adventurers, not on Rose and Thorn, not depicted in the old family portraits that hung on the walls of the death house. These are patterned and velvet and silks, all stitched together and hung with various trinkets that sparkle or would if there were sun in these lands. The tent flap is open, as it often is in this main hub of this small village of tents. And our camera zooms and flies in through this open tent. There is a bed. There is a surprisingly well-stocked kitchen for a tent, with a large pot on a boiler with an unmanned wooden spoon stirring something that smells of spices and earth. And in the center of this tent is a low table, clearly hand-carved, surrounded by overstuffed but well-worn cushions of the same or similar fabrics as the tent itself and the others that surround it. On one side of the tent, we see Zatana, mostly human. And on the other side, we see a woman who at first glance looks like the oldest person who has ever lived. She has long, curly, gray hair that comes to about her chest. She has wrinkles that have wrinkles that have wrinkles etched deep into her skin, and her eyes almost look sightless. But if you look again, perhaps she's younger than that? Perhaps at one time she was beautiful. Perhaps even at this time she is still. And she sits with an old, chipped teacup and saucer in her hands and lowers it back to the saucer. Is it done?
Zatana enters, and at this point, it would probably be expected that it's just a courtesy to curtsy, but she does it every time with an air of respect and intent, and she does so now before stepping fully in. 3 of the 4 have made it through.
Ah, then the boy is needed.
There has to be someone else you could send me.
Divine or not, I do not have say over the fate of the weave and those who operate and walk along it. The boy is needed. It has been seen and it has been foretold, Zatana.
I do not know why the fates intend on taking everyone from me, but that is, I guess, not mine to question.
It is never ours to question the fates. It is only our duty to act as their hand, as I have acted, and you will one day too. I have called those who needed to be called here. The giant from the mountain folk, the man from the kitchen, another force calls to them, dark from inside the castle. There is no choice, Zatana. The time is now, and if the child was lost, she needs replacing.
All right. I will go get him.
Very good. See that you do.
Zatana will dip her chin and head back out of the tent and head towards the rest of this little town and go looking for someone.
As you leave the tent, you find a dark-haired, skinny, wiry boy who can't seem to stop moving, maybe like 12 paces outside of the tent flap.
It would be startling if she didn't absolutely expect it, but as it is, she kind of just walks up.
Hi! Is she ready?
Are you?
Yeah. She said I should be ready, and so I've been ready, but I'm not quite sure when I'm supposed to be ready, so I've just kind of been like coming back like every day, just in case. Because she said something about the fates, and you can't question the fates, and so you just are ready. You gotta be ready.
Are you already packed then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been like a week.
A week?
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't do your laundry. All right. Fine. Take these. And she's going to pass over a familiar set of lockpicking tools.
Did you take this from my dad? Did
Sure
he know? Did he know? He knew.
He probably did. There's a small chance that he didn't. All right, I'm getting better.
He knew. He always knows. I don't know how he knows. He takes the lockpicking set and he stuffs them in the sack that he's taken to wear around his shoulder for a week.
All right. She'll reel him in. He's taller than her, so she'll pull down his forehead so she can give him a kiss. And be good, please.
I'm always good.
Of course you are. All right. In you go.
And with that, he walks past you and enters through the tent flap that Zatana just exited to see the same ancient and ageless woman waiting for him at the table. Hi!
You are Pat?
Yeah. A whole week I've been ready. You said ready, and I'm ready, and so now I'm ready. Are you ready? Is it time? It's time. What do I do?
Sit.
Yep. And I sit like a dog.
Come to the table and sit.
Cool. He gets up and he walks. And I walk to the table and I sit down at the table.
Good. And she will, still with her tea, she's been holding it and it's been poured. She's drank it and she sticks her finger in and she swirls her finger around the rim as she looks at the grains of tea left behind, sets it aside. You are not ready.
What? No, you said ready, and I've been ready, and now I'm ready. I have my stuff.
She reaches forward as he is rambling, knowing he is distracted, and from his wings plucks a single black feather.
Ouch! Why? Why? That's mine. Why? Why? That was rude. Did you know that that's rude? You probably did know that was rude. That was rude.
Madame Ava, without looking up or really acknowledging the rambling that is going on in her tent, will look down at the feather, smooth it, reach into her teacup, and scoop some of the tea grounds and press it into the feather on the table. And she is murmuring under her breath a language that even Yasha doesn't know.
Even if I knew it, I wouldn't hear it. It hurt. Like, it doesn't hurt that bad, but it hurt. Like, it stings. It is me. It's attached to me. I grew it. So that
hands
hurts. What?
Give me your hands.
Yeah.
She'll pick up the feather and, still wet with the last of her tea, will set it in his palm, and with a wave of her hand, magic sparks in the air, and the feather spins and spins and spins and spins and then stops.
It's never done that before.
Well, it is my feather now.
No!
That I am gifting to you.
So it's mine? Still mine?
It's yours.
Oh, okay. What's it do? What do I do?
It will guide you. The castle is fraught with danger and malicious intent. It will try to mislead you. This feather will guide you on the correct path to where you must be.
Cool. Now am I ready?
Yes.
Yay. What? So I just go. I go, and they'll be there. Those ones, the tall one, and then the one who's less tall, and then the one who's like the same height as the less tall one.
Yes. Go and be prepared to wait.
Oh, I hate waiting. How long?
As long as it takes.
Okay. Well, and he puts the feather back in his bag. Bye! And then transforms into a raven and takes off.
Sweet. You fly for a decent time. The Vistani encampment is a fair distance away from the castle, as it likes to be. The flight is cold and long and wet. And when you finally break through a bit of fog, you start to see the beginnings of the castle. The castle is immense. It is the largest structure in this land that remains. It is built with stone that is dark and cold, built nothing like the rest of the little towns that spatter the lands of Barovia. This is a monument to everything that Strahd stands for. It is dark and looming, and it is like a scar upon the land, especially from above as you take it in. But you have arrived at your destination.
Awesome. This looks like a place that I can't just walk into. Can I
Probably
like
not.
can I look for I mean I know there's a lot of windows, but can I look for maybe a window that I could lockpick as a bird?
For sure, as a bird. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check to find a decent window. You're probably looking for something that has like a ledge or something that you can sit on.
I got a 16.
Nice. Okay. You take a couple of laps and you're specifically looking towards the entry area, essentially, to limit your search. You don't want to end up somewhere where something less than fun is waiting for you. So you circle this entry hall and you do happen upon a window that is already open.
That's way more convenient than trying to lockpick a window as a bird.
Yeah.
I fly in sneaky like.
Sneaky like. All right. Well, as you dive in through this window and you're prepared to slow or lift up into the rafters, something to make your entrance a little less obvious, you feel something like flying through an icy waterfall. It is like you have hit water, and as it runs over you and you burst through, your vision whites out briefly. And when it comes back, you are sat at the center of a very small, very beautiful, gilded golden cage. And on the door is a very small, almost insultingly weak looking lock. And somewhere off in the distance, you don't know exactly where, a man is laughing.
Can I hop over to the lock and try and reach it with my beak?
Sure can.
Cool. I do that. Can I reach it?
You can, but as you go to, I presume, peck it,
Yeah.
you get shunted right back to where you were, as if you had never moved.
I can't talk as a bird. But I'd like to think that wherever Strahd is laughing at me in this castle, he just like feels. He just feels it. He just knows. Fucker.
And that is where we will leave off on this brief little interlude. I am Haelley. I've been your GM for the night. Thank you to Sam for joining me. And I guess we will see you in the next episode of Strahd Must Die. Good night.